Let's start in the top 10. The Saints hold on to the top spot after a comeback win over the Bucs in Tampa, Elliot.
Yeah, I don't frown on this win for the Saints. I realize that they dilly-dallied, it seemed like, for 3 quarters, but you play in these conditions, and then you have a block punt by your backup quarterback, turn it around for you, and then you turn it on. And I like that because this is what you have to do in the playoffs sometimes. Everything doesn't go smoothly, JJ. For the Saints, it didn't, but they still won.
Absolutely. And listen, including me, we all say the Saints cannot play outside. They went outside on the road, division opponent. It's rainy, it's nasty, it's slippery, and they found a way to get a W. And that's what number 1 teams do. I absolutely agree.
And how about that defense? Over the last 5 games, allowing just 12.8 points per game, the fewest in the NFL. Chiefs up 2 spots to number 2 overall after weathering the storm against a stout Ravens defense, due in part to the play of the great Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but that's actually not why I rose them 2 spots here. I like the fact, just like with the Saints, that they won this kind of game. It's a game where their defense actually had to make some stops, Dan. They got a strip sack from Justin Houston late in the 4th quarter. They got to stop in overtime to hold the fort on the win. I don't want the Chiefs, if they're going to be a Super Bowl contender, to have Patrick Mahomes so for 5 touchdowns just to win the game.
A lot of special plays from Patrick Mahomes, and the thing that scares me is there's no sign of a running game. Can he make special plays like this all the rest of the season against very good football teams? I don't know if he can do that. I need them to find a running game.
Chargers coming up, of course, and they are 9-2 against the Chargers in the Andy Reid era. You can see the Chargers there at number 5 in the rankings, Elliot, and the Ravens rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, I still believe in the Texans. A little hiccup against the Colts, but Colts playing tough.
Steelers, Patriots. Pittsburgh has lost 3 straight. Normally, you don't look at the Patriots as a get-back-on-track game. Can the Steelers do it?
Absolutely not. And I know the Pittsburgh Steelers are wishing that they can just say, you know what, Big Ben's struggling, the offense struggling. Oh, let's hand it off to number 26. But he's not there. Le'Veon Bell's not there. And for me, this is a Le'Veon Bell game. Last time they played the Patriots, Le'Veon was now they're going to double team AB. There's no fear of the running game. So now AB will get doubled. Stephon Gilmore will go with Juju, and that's how they're going to defend him. It's going to be hard for this offense and the Pittsburgh Steelers to get back on track. I know they're wishing they had Le'Veon right now.
Yeah, James Conner may play in this game. Obviously, nothing guaranteed, but the door is open for his return.
You want your running back playing on 2 weeks rest?
High ankle
with that?
sprain?
Yeah, that's not a good look. I think the Steelers need to play up tempo in this game, and the reason I moved them down is they keep dilly-dallying early in games. They did it against Denver. They did it at Jacksonville. I think they were getting shut out through 3 quarters. And then they did it again in Oakland. The only game they got off to a fast start was the Chargers, but they made up for it by imploding in the second half. You know, to me, you go up tempo. You don't allow the defense to sub. And maybe you can mitigate a little bit of that loss of a running game. Either way, Ben Roethlisberger is going to have to play better and quit blaming other people.
The only thing with that up-tempo is if you get out there and you're moving fast and you go 3 and out, that means Tom Brady gets the ball back and he's going to be on the field a lot more.
It does give you energy, though, right?
When you're moving the football, but when you're not, it can kill a lot of momentum.
All right, 11 through 20, Colts at 11, Steelers at 12, Giants at 20. The Broncos trending in the wrong direction after losing to the 49ers, Elliot.
Yeah, they sure are. And, you know, their defense has been consistently middling. You know, they're 21 points allowed at home, 21 points allowed on the road. But when they need to get key stops in the secondary, they have not been able to do it. Nick Mullins made hay out there. George Kittle played like a first ballot Hall of Famer midway through the second quarter. He had 2 bills. I mean, give me a break. This is not the time of the year that you want to be plummeting on defense for the Broncos.
George Kittle, 5 yards away from setting an NFL record by a tight end for receiving yards in a game. All right, 21 through 30 looks like this. Lions and the Panthers at 21 and 22. You have the Jags at 30. The Panthers, as I said, at 22. They fall 6 spots after getting beaten by Baker and the Browns.
Listen, this team is built like the Dallas Cowboys. Let's run it, let's play action pass, and let's play defense. The Carolina Panthers are not doing any of that right now. They're not playing defense. They're not covering anybody. Baker Mayfield and the Browns went straight down the field, gashing them up all game long. Cam is not making throws when he has to make throws. And then you putting all the pressure on McCaffrey, and it's going to be tough for him to make plays when all the pressure is on him. This team right here is disappointing this season, man. I thought they would be a way better football team than they are, but they are not making plays right now.
Elliot, why don't you take us on a little power trip?
Yeah, we're going on a trip, Dan. But the Ravens, I had them mired in mediocrity at the beginning of the year. I had them at 16. They had a big win against Buffalo, blew them out, everything looked good. But then not impressive in a win against the Broncos. A lot of people thought they should have lost the game. Had them at 16. Then against Tennessee, 11 sacks against Marcus Mariota. I moved them all the way up at 7 because of their defense. They lost to Pittsburgh. I didn't penalize them too much because I thought, you know what? The Ravens feel like a wild card team, which is what 11 is. And then I actually moved them up when they lost to the Chiefs because they proved that they belong. But do they belong in the postseason? That's the question, JJ. They got 3 games to do it. They're 7-6. What do you think?
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Right here, Tampa Bay.
Home game.
Home game. I'm going to say they bounce back and they get a W right there and they win that game.
I'm with you.
This right here against the Los Angeles Chargers, coming here to play them. The Chargers are one of my favorite teams in the National Football League right now. It's going to be a good game, but I'm going to give the Chargers
going with Phillips.
So they're going to take an L right there.
So 8-7, they're going to have this game.
Cleveland Browns are playing good football right now. I'm a believer in Bake.
Me too.
But I was at the Kansas City game, and I've seen this Baltimore defense and how they got him off his spot, how they made him uncomfortable. And if it wasn't for a couple special plays, Baltimore wins that game.
And that was on the road. This isn't.
I think that they're going to cause a lot of problems, that Baltimore defense, for Baker Mayfield, and I think they find a way to get a win right here. And that puts them at 9-7. And let me tell you something. 9-7 not only gets you in the playoffs, but 9-7 wins the Baltimore Ravens the division.
Whoa, they win the AFC North with 9 wins.
AFC North with 9 wins.
Did you hear that, Dan?
Elliot, it is time now for your closing arguments. Can we get 30 seconds on the clock, please? That pocket square looks so good.
All right, here we go. Jags, tell you what, you're making tackles and celebrating like you were up 30-9. Not so. Derek Carr, I see a great game. Hey, Nicholas Shoppy, big Redskins fan, tough weekend, man, but we appreciate you watching the show, and it's an affliction being a fan of that team your whole life. Look at poor Dan Helly. Actually, it's an affliction for all of us being fans of a team. Packers, I tell you what, they win this weekend. Look out. They're going to be back in it. And the Los Angeles Rams, I'm telling you right now, they're going to get back on track. They're going to score over 30 points this week. Todd Gurley, at least 2 scores.
Yeah, of course they're going to score over 30 points. They've done that every game
The only thing I heard right there is if the Packers win, they back in this thing.